Welcome to our mastermind call with the Renegades team, where we'll share the secrets to real estate success. Let's jump right in and turn your real estate dreams into a reality.
So I am Chrissy Young, and I am a member of the Renegade Group, and I really am excited. Ben and I host this mastermind group. We're both part of Renegades. I'm out of the Utah market, and Ben is out of Michigan. And a lot of you guys already know us. We're going to just try and go quicker. This is a true mastermind group where we really do just want everybody collaborating as much as possible. So last week with the group, we started talking about leads, and it went probably 5 or 10 different directions. And I kind of felt like we just like tip here, a little bit here and a little bit here. Steve gave some really awesome information about
Newsletters.
newsletters. Yeah, he gave really good information about newsletters. We were talking about different lead sources that were working, and it just kind of like fanned out.
Yeah, what's everyone struggling with right now?
I'm just so busy and struggling.
Well, we can bring that in.
Just to touch on that.
I'm doing okay. I'm just so busy, but
so
one thing to help me.
That, I asked everyone on that call to make a commitment for 2 whole days to write down in half-hour blocks exactly what you're doing in that half-hour block. And then after the 2 days, take a look at it and see how much non-income producing activities that you're actually wasting time on. And then you start to realize that there's way more time or to do the income producing activities. Maybe also write down, what are the 3 things that are my non-negotiables for the day that I have to do for 5 days a week or 6 days a week to make more money, to move the needle forward in my business, and prioritize and make sure that those 3 things, your non-negotiables, are getting done.
I too took your challenge, Ben, and I started writing down what I was distracting. And it's my distraction happens when I get a text message or something from a client. All of a sudden, I've decided in my brain, it's a weird thing where I think this is urgent. I have to take care of this right now. It doesn't matter what I'm doing or what I'm into. I have to take care of this client right now, which I think we tell ourselves we have to do that because we pride ourselves on being really responsive and picking up phone calls and taking care of our clients. I time block and I say for 45 minutes, and I put my phone away from me and I put my timer on and I turn on music that I like and I just sit there and work on what I need to work on.
Just a pro tip too, like Chrissy was talking about, if you are busy, you always can get back to people. You never have to, there's no emergencies in real estate, which is a blessing. I mean, there are things you have to do, but pro tip, you can go on, if you use iPhone, I'm not sure for anything else, but go set your own custom responses. So if somebody's calling you and you're in the middle of another call, set custom responses, one that makes sense for clients. So if you do know who it is that's calling you, you can just send them that automated response on text. Same with templates for your email. Like, it's all working smarter, not harder. And you will realize how much time, if you're not utilizing ChatGPT to make yourself an email template, if you're not setting automatic responses on your phone, all those little things add up into bite-sized pieces that are taking up your whole day.
I love it. Ben.
Yeah, I was going to say, to add to that, about a year ago, I turned my phone to completely silent. I don't get vibrations. Like, I literally, my phone is silent. It never rings, because I think being reactive is one of the worst things that we can do, because it sidetracks us from our mission, right?
Maria, what were you going to say? I see you nodding, so I'd love to hear your feedback.
Oh, like today I have 2 things that I've been wanting to do, but this is actually like my 7th Zoom for the week, and it's tough. We have 27 agents now at our Ann Arbor office, and like I'm getting questions all day. I've tried to we've given them a tool that's like, here's a list of things you can try first to try to answer the questions yourself. Like you can go to the workplace, you can do this, you can do that. And like trying to get a hold of me, Corinne or Nicole is like number 8 down this list of things because we're like, we want you to be resourceful. Sometimes I try not to answer a call or a phone from one of them for an hour or two to give them a chance. And I love it when they're like, never mind, I got the answer, but I want to be there for them. I want, I'm training them. I want to be there for them. And I'm just trying to I want to keep that in my head is that there's no emergency. They can wait. Hopefully they can figure it out themselves, but I get a lot of calls for agents needing my help answering questions.
Yeah, I know. I want to hear Chrissy's thought in response to that too, but just a pro tip from running a huge team. For those of you who don't know, I helped run a team of 135 agents. It's a lot, and those were bulk, all new agents, people who had just gotten licensed, really needed hand holding. Those were the type of people we wanted to help, and that's kind of what I like. If you're not familiar with Maria's building, something we did in leadership was like a hotline bling. We like Drake's song, we said hotline bling. If you break up times and days, since you have, a couple people who are in leadership with you, and like when you're really busy, maybe Nicole's busy different times and Corinne's busy different times, like maybe Mondays are your day, where like you let those agents know you're the hotline bling for the day, like they can call you or they can call Nicole. So that way it's broken up and everybody's not just, if you don't answer, they're not calling Nicole, then they're calling Corinne, then they're, so you can direction and then also create boundaries where it's like it's not your day, like you're not answering a single call from any of them on Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Great. Yeah, well, they're instructed to text all 3 of us at the same time, but they don't
do that to yourself.
They don't because I know most of the answers, it's like just click for me. But yeah, I'm gonna try to implement something like that and just be like, I need like a couple days where I can't, because like otherwise, like I've probably taken 3 hours of my day so far today helping people. So
yeah, you gotta
how do you get your work done? You're up till midnight, aren't you? You're doing all your work at night, and then you're robbing to work and then what's the point of a team?
6 a.m. to like 9:30 p.m. and only because I pass out.
Yeah. And then and how much of a life do you have, and what's the point of a team? Like, I know for Ben and I, we've been talking about building our team, and part of the reason we want our team is so that, we want to help build them and have goals and build their business, but we also want to just be leaders and help them and not have to work so much. But if we're trying to do everything, it's going to lead you to burnout a lot faster. And in my opinion, I love that tip, Maddie. That was awesome. It just, because I know that when I was a single agent and I take things down to my personal business level, I had theme days and different things that I would do because it was the only way I could get everything done. And so it just makes sense when you scale it to a business level. And Maria, you have a great team, and you're right. You know a lot, and you've been in the business longer than most of them, but this is a great opportunity for other leaders in your team to step up and know what you know and not just depend on you to do it. Like, that's what I need to practice what I preach, but that's what a partner is somebody who can equally help support you, so I love that.
Yeah, that's Maria, like that's like if you want to try the hotline bling idea, like obviously you don't need to call it that. That's just like what we did to make it fun. But you can also pick a number, like a Google number that will connect to all of your phones. So you could have it 3-way calling all of you at the same time, but create boundaries with them, set that. And then also, this is a mastermind for a reason, right? It's leadership conversation, it's CEO thinking. You guys are all on leadership together. So not only set boundaries with your team and realize who's taking on what, but maybe it's a conversation of like we had a training sales director specifically, like they were in charge of answering questions A through Z. Like, you know what I mean? Break up what questions they need to go to who for. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. And if you need to talk more about it, like
also talking about time blocking and always being reactive to something, talk about maybe even your marketing, instead of working, whether it be the marketing or your appointments and so forth, is starting your week, planning your week. And if you're not planning your week, you're planning to fail. So if I start my week and I know that, hey, I have a closing on Thursday, well, if I have my marketing set on Tuesdays that I work on listed, pending, sold, all the graphics that I do, and I block that into one like 2-hour time frame or an hour time frame, however much time I'm gonna need for that. Well, then on Tuesday, I've already got that done for Thursday. And not every single day am I working, like on Tuesday, I'm working on, hey, I just listed this house. On Wednesday, this house went pending. Most of the time, we're putting that marketing out there for either, for agent, for attraction for other clients. So even if I have a closing on that Thursday, if I don't post that it was sold until Tuesday when I work on marketing again, that's okay. It doesn't have to be, hey, I sold this today, so I have to put out there that it sold today. Nobody's going to know that. So don't be afraid to, close something on Thursday and wait until you are doing your marketing on Tuesday to make that graphic if you didn't do it ahead of time.
I love it. I love that.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys got a lot of value out of today. I think Isaiah.
Yeah, definitely. So a couple things, a couple questions I want to ask you guys is, what do you think the number one thing that you can do for your business? Like, what's the number one focus for you that's going to take your business to the next level? So I want you to answer that question in the chat. What's the number one thing that if you can focus on, in your opinion, that will take your business to the next level? So that's my first question for you. Steve says consistency. Consistency doing what? Be specific, guys. I'm going to ask you to be specific if that's okay. One of my coaches once told me, he goes, don't be a wandering generality, be a meaningful specific. And I thought that was really powerful. So the more specific the intent that you want is more likely what you're going to get, right? And that wasn't directed towards you, Steve. It just triggered me. So I love you, brother. I know you don't care. I'm just making sure. So, all right. So we got tracking my sales calls, follow-up habits, not getting distracted by dumb things with like Twitter. There you go. 5 appointments a day. Okay. What about that thing do you believe that it's going to get you what you want? So why did you pick that? And why do you think that's going to get you what you want? Drop that in the chat. And what you want could be more money, could be more whatever you pick that reason to take your business to the next level. So why do you think that's going to get you what you want? Agent traction, passive income, lots of money. Next question is, what is stopping you from doing that thing? So write down and think about all of the reasons and all the things that are stopping you from doing that thing. And while you're thinking about it, the reason why I'm asking that is because the reality is that once we've identified what it is, we've thought through why it's important to us, we've identified what's stopping us, and now we've identified solutions. Now it's just time to take action. And so what I did is I gave you a very simple but powerful framework. Whatever you want in life, you can have it if you follow the framework I just gave you. So you just literally say, okay, what's stopping? What area in my health or my business or whatever do I want, or that I need to do to take me to the next level? What about that thing is important, and why do I need to do it? What's stopping me from doing it? I'm going to identify those things, and then I'm going to put solutions in place to overcome what's stopping me, and then I'm going to make commitments, and then I'm just going to go freaking do it. Right? I'm just going to take action, and I'm just going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference between an entrepreneur and an entrepreneur. Okay? So an entrepreneur sits and talks about the things to do it for 42 days, right? And then thinks about all the reasons why they can't. An entrepreneur says, you know what, I've identified the problem, I'm going to take action. I'm going to do it. Right? And don't get me wrong, we all slip, including myself, into that entrepreneur mindset versus entrepreneur mindset. So I'm not, it's just what we all slip into, right? Does that make sense to everybody? So, but I know that if I don't take action, once I've identified the problem and I have a solution in place, I need to just do it. I just need to take action, right? So, so just drop yes in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Like if it makes sense to you, like, like it's just do it, right? So the reason why I ask you that is the next thing is well, how do you know that you're following the right blueprint? How do you know you're following the right game plan? Have you guys ever asked that question?
Yes.
Like, how do I know I'm actually, because the reality is that if I have the blueprint and I have the right game plan, and I know that, then now it helps me take action even faster, right? And so that's why I'm big on putting blueprints, checklists, and systems together up front and in advance, and then providing those to people, my team and myself, because I know if I have that blueprint, I'm going to be able to execute a lot quicker than just randomly trying to do things to figure it out, right? So with that, that's kind of why we've established the group that we have with the Renegade team, because that's our mission, is to provide a clear-cut pathway for success and to help agents, teams, and brokers do that. And the first thing you got to figure out is your lead generation and your agent attraction. So a lot of people don't think about this, but actually attracting agents to your team is a form of lead generation. Why? Because they're going to actually bring in other opportunities. So when you're doing agent attraction, you're actually doing lead generation. So you got to get there's only 8 forms of lead generation. And when you get to the point where you can master all of them, which takes probably 2 to 3 years to really get to the point where you've gotten at least all of them really moving at the same time. But when you get there, it's unbelievable. The opportunities that you have, the business that you're able to bring in. And so that's the first thing that if you join, if you're interested, or one of the benefits of joining the Renegade team through XP is if you do that, we give you this blueprint and we do coaching where we walk through all of those different things. We kind of break it down per week. So for an example, right now we're doing an in-depth training on Google LSA and Google My Business Ads and getting those up and running, teaching people how to do that. And that's going to be a game changer for our team members, as an example. The next thing you got to master is sales and persuasion. I don't know about you, but when I got, I was never formally taught persuasion and sales by anybody in real estate. I had to figure it out on my own. How many people have ever been taught formally the art and science of persuasion in sales? Anybody? So some of us have a little bit more of that naturally. Some of us haven't even taught the basics, like the top 10 words you can use in your language patterns to persuade people, or even what the core elements of persuasions are. Because if we don't know what they are, but we're in the persuasion-based business, would we agree there's a conflict there? Like if our job is to persuade people, because whether it's sales, negotiating, and service, we're persuading somebody to do something all day long. If we're not really good at persuasion, who agrees we're going to have a cap to our income if we don't get really good at persuasion, right? And so that's the next big pillar that we focus on, is learning the dynamics of becoming a top listing agent, okay? Learning the art and science of persuasion, negotiation strategies, customized marketing plans, scripts, etc. And then from there, what happens is that when you get your lead generation right, now you get really good at persuasion, then what ends up happening is you start having like a lot of cash, and you can start building a team. Or maybe simultaneously, as your cash flow is growing, then you build a team. Some of you already have built a team here, right? But how do you build a team the right way to optimize your marketing, your sales, and service? Who's ever felt the pain of building the team the wrong way? Or maybe you're going through that now because you don't have the marketing, the sales, the service, and the operations all running together simultaneously with systems in place. How many people have had that problem like I have before, right? And so that's the next level. And we do that through accountability calls, scripts, blueprints, checklists, best practices, and transitioning what it means to be a professional to a CEO. And we also provide some unbelievable bonus opportunities with Rent 360 software, along with all of the benefits that EXP provides, okay, which is incredible. And in most cases, there is, between the benefits that we provide and the benefits that EXP provides, at least a 20 to 30, sometimes 40 to 50, $100,000 swing right off the bat when you combine the benefits of combined. So what I would encourage you to do, that if you have any interest at all and you like being a part of this group and this community, I just encourage you to set up an appointment. Right now, I'm taking appointments directly, so you'll have an opportunity to talk to me. And it doesn't matter who invited you, just because you're talking to me. Whoever invited you is who you'll have a chance to get to work with, and whoever you feel comfortable working with. If you chose to join, it's a completely confidential meeting. And the worst case scenario, you're going to walk away with a 90-day action plan. So a 90-day action plan of what you need to do to take your business to the next level is the worst case what you're going to walk away from. So with that, we appreciate the opportunity to network with you guys and to partner with you guys. And I don't know if Chrissy and Ben have anything else before we close it out for today, but that's all I got for today.
Yeah, no, this is good. We'll plan on talking more about tracking and behaviors and kind of setting those boundaries and helping with that next week. And Isaiah, I'll just have you guys send out that email again, just with all the trackers and Ben as well, if that's great. And then I think that's everything. Let's just plan on, we love having you here. It was a great meeting today. Thank you everybody for coming.